What's going on, guys? This video series is going to be about grief. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think grief has been a constant theme in my life. And out of all the things I've gone through, grief has been I think, hardest to process and hardest to talk about. And maybe for some people out there, it's the same. I also think it's not talked about enough. Maybe it is for some people, but from what I've seen, grief is something that people reach out to you initially when something happens. You know, a lot of people check in on you. A lot of people have a lot of that support. But then after a while, it's like, you don't really, like, for you, it comes up in your mind and you might get upset out of nowhere. But after like a year, 2 years, 3, whatever the case, it's kind of challenging to reach out to people at that point. It's hard to get it out and to talk about it. So I think for me, my goal for this is just to maybe open the door for people to talk about a little bit more, or reach out to people a little bit more, or vent here. That's fine. I'm happy to listen. So I think for me, just kind of speaking about it more and realizing that I need a way to do that too. And this is kind of like my way of doing that. The next thing is that I'm not trained anything medically. So if you're going through something similar, or you have and you need help, I'm happy to listen, but I'm not the best one to give the advice or help that you might need at that time. So just kind of keep that in mind. So talking about it more, grief has been the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life in multiple stages. I lost my grandmom in 2004 when I was 13 years old at the time. I lost my mom in 2009 when I was 19 years old, or 18. No, I was 19. I lost my dad in 2017, sorry. I was 27 years old, and I lost our future baby when we had a miscarriage. So we lost that. That was really a joint loss. And then another joint loss, I had to put down our dog, who I've had since 2009. And that was that was a really, really hard one. And I look back and I think that every grief experience has changed. It's vastly different from 2004 to 2017, 2009, to, all these years. It's very different all the time. So I think for me, the one thing to talk about right now is how different it is. In 2004, I was 13 years old, and it was just a way for, when I was that age, I understood grief. I didn't understand grief. I still don't. I understood death, and kind of like what happens when people die, that they're just not here anymore at all. But I didn't really understood how it affected people, and I still don't really. But the passing of my grandma was like a time when all of our families got together, and the whole family came together, and it was like kind of beautiful at times because that didn't happen a lot. So there are parts of me that look at that time as not like a positive experience, but not like a horrible one, because I got to see people in my family that I didn't normally see. But it was sad because you come to realize that there's only really 2 times as you grow up when that really happens, and that's a death or a wedding. So I think I looked at it then with completely different eyes. I remember not even crying during the funeral. I cried afterwards, but I didn't cry during, and I don't know why. But I remember looking back and thinking, like, it didn't hit me until a couple days later that, oh my God, my grandmom's not here anymore. And that was my last grandparent. I lost my dad's mom when I was real young. I don't remember her that well, but my mom's mom was around until 2004. So to me, that was my last grandparent. I didn't have any more at that time. And I didn't really understand the magnitude of, she's just gone forever. So yeah, I think that's how I understood grief in 2004. And that's kind of how it hit me then. So I guess my challenge for people out there, if you've had a similar experience and you want to talk about it, please do. Happy to listen. Yeah. I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for listening.